What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Future Fight. It's been a while. Been just real life busy, but we're back, and we're back with exciting news. I know I still need to get into Tier 4 Adam Warlock, which I actually did, and talk about that. But right now, it's my man Miles Morales' time to shine. Spider-Man in Across the Spider-Verse, in theaters, just ripping and roaring. I want you to see this trailer and get it. Strapzilla. Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099, and then Miles, all blacked out, spray painted on the suit. If you want to know, it is confirmed that Miles Morales is getting a Tier 4, and Miguel O'Hara is getting a Tier 3. So over on the forums, this is seeing fragment of Marvel Future Fight. Agents Spider-Man from across the multiverse are gathering to the Marvel Future Fight universe. Check out the new looks and abilities of the Spider-Man from another universe. And then over on the Twitter sphere, we basically have Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Worlds are set to collide in costumes inspired by Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, exclusively in theaters right now. Oh, look, Beast made a point. Figure this way why y'all left him behind in the last Spider-Man update. This is very true. So let's jump in this real quick. So I love the little sneak peek video right here. Let's jump in on this real quick so that way we can talk about these Spider-Man, because so let's talk about this real quick. All right, let me jump in here. This is the first time me logging in today. Let's go to the team layout over here real quick, and then let's take a look for our what is it underneath abilities. So let's go Spider Sense, I think is what it is. There we go, Spider Sense. All right. So these are our Spider-Men, right? So now in the previous update, we didn't really get much in the way for Miles Morales. We did get this uniform recently, and it wasn't a bad uniform at all. Actually a pretty dope looking design, to be perfectly honest with you, for the anniversary special. However, we really didn't get much in terms of this character. And here goes the one thing that I'm really hoping does change. Is this. So we got applies to Spider-Man, and it was an increase all basic attacks by 70% and then increase all speeds by 6%. This is something I really feel like needs to change for Miles, especially after this movie. The dude stands out on his own. He's always stood out on his own as not necessarily needing to be tied to Peter Parker. It's not bad that he's tied to Peter Parker, especially in the way that they've done it inside the films. You know, I think most people are really enamored with the film that we currently have in theaters because it's really, really goddamn good. But either way, so let's take a look at this, right? So essentially, this wasn't a bad look or a bad design for Miles at all, right? It was just that he was going to play second fiddle to Spider-Man no matter what, especially as a leadership character inside of there. And the abilities overall for the character weren't bad either. He performs pretty decently, so it's not like, you know, you're dealing with a pretty terrible character in frame of that at all. It's just that in lieu of him basically getting a costume and not getting any additions, he wasn't going to stand out like at any point, right? It's just going to be like, hey, this is what it is, and you're probably going to move on. But the designs that you did get for the updates, like these girders and the spider nets and stuff like that, it wasn't bad. Like I'm not gonna like hate on them too much. Like they've done some justice to Miles Morales. Like if you were to look at Miles Morales inside of here, and you were to look at his uniforms, he's had a couple of uniforms. The Absolute Carnage one was the one we had for the longest time, and now we're gonna roll into this new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse uniform, and I think that design looks like it could hit really hard, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with the character. The one thing that I'm really hoping that they address Not necessarily the passive, I think, is a good passive right here. His secondary passive is also not bad as well, but this leadership needs to be changed. Leadership needs to be changed. It just needs to apply to all Spider characters, right? Or so that way it was a self-realization buff as well, something like that, so that way Miles gets to stand on his own. Now, outside of Miles, Jesus, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that to you. Along with Miles, we're getting Miguel O'Hara, right? So Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. This uniform was pretty dope, to be perfectly honest with you. This was the original Miguel O'Hara look, very slimline compared to Trapzilla Miguel O'Hara that we see inside the trailer. But I think that this uniform was a really cool look, and at the time I think it was a good, nice boost for the character overall. So I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with that, with the character. Like, it could be pretty damn good, you know what I mean? So like, now here goes the thing with Miguel. It's been a while since we've had a new uniform, so this could be a really good sizable uptick for the character. You see, like, inside here, he doesn't even have his he doesn't even have like an awakening or anything like that. So we're getting his T3 immediately for this one. Not a bad leadership. Ignore target's dodge rate by 50%. This could be good in a couple of instances, but realistically, when we look at the character from Miguel O'Hara, I think what we're looking at is going to be a monumental upgrade for him, especially in the way that he currently represents inside this can't be used for this character. Especially in the way that he's currently used for the character. That's funny. They didn't go back and do Miguel O'Hara. So like, he has some really cool abilities. They're definitely old and dated, you know, like, but they weren't bad. So like, I really liked the uniform when it came out. I was more than happy to purchase it and upgrade it. Now the thing is what they're gonna make him do and what they're gonna make him look like, because he's like a sort of pseudo anti-hero villain inside the movie. I don't want to give any spoilers away for it, but I'm really looking forward to Into the Spider-Verse. Now, the other thing too is that there's a lot of call-outs in across the Spider-Verse. There are a lot of cameos. There are a lot of Spider-Man. Obviously, a Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. So there's a lot of Spider-Man. Like, does that mean that we have potential for new characters to basically join in to the fray? I would hope that we do see some additional Spider-Man, because in the update we got two Spider-Man characters in terms of Peter Parker and in terms of Miles and Miguel O'Hara. So could we see possible updates? Oh, there she is. I was like, where am I missing Gwen at? Like, Spider-Gwen. She's sitting over there somewhere. Like, could we see potential updates for Spider-Gwen? Could we see, like, I mean, there's the potentiality for that, for her to receive updates. I can't imagine them not giving her an update or an upgrade for the movie. Could we see some upgrades for Spider-Woman? There are plenty of characters inside the Across the Spider-Verse movie to kind of leapfrog and pick and choose from. It's just going to be a matter of, where's Marvel Future Fight aligned to this, and how much time were they aware of the Across the Spider-Verse plot lines? I'm looking forward to this update, because I think they have the ability to introduce maybe one or two characters inside here that would not necessarily be like big meta movers or pushers and stuff like that, but at the very least be good characters to just input in the game, so that way you get that feel-good vibe and capitalize on the Spider-Man movie, because the movie is very popular right now. One of the highest grossing animated films of all time, I think in the like top 5 now. So it would be really cool, like, going back to some of our sentiments about the Guardians of the Galaxy and missing out on opportunities there to basically capitalize on the popularity of characters like Drax and Nebula, but also being able to do that, like, you know, where they missed the mark inside Black Panther with Shuri, with Black Panther, with all these characters where they just these updates where they seemingly missed the mark on an opportunity to capitalize. The Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse would be a great time for them to capitalize on some of the lesser Spider-Man characters that are introduced into the movie, where they could sell those based on popularity of the characters now. Like, there's a couple of characters I could think of from the movie. I don't want to spoil anything, that they could essentially just leverage the Across the Spider-Verse and just basically pop us out maybe 1 or 2 characters that they could basically pump there for, you know, popularity's sake, and just let us move on. I'm really looking forward to the update sneak peeks. I'm gonna imagine that we're gonna see something in here for Gwen. I doubt it. I highly doubt it, but I wouldn't be mad if we saw something for Spider-Man inside there, just because this uniform is not a favorite of mine, especially his movement animations. But I would love to be able to see something for Spider-Woman. I would love to be able to see something for Miles. Fuck it, just do the whole goddamn do the whole damn cast. I don't know. I doubt they could do that, but it's really cool. We're getting a T4 Miles Morales. I will upgrade him to T4 as soon as I can. Unfortunately, T4ing Adam Warlock broke the bank. Like, it was one of those things that you basically go into, and T4, my man, absolutely broke the bank. Like, I have no path forward other than to become a spindaholic with my materials to basically get after it. Like, I mean, I was at 8,000 or so carbonadium and Souls of the Faultine, and just fell short. Just fell immensely short. So it is what it is, but we'll get around to it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm playing Diablo now, hardcore mode. But I plan on maybe streaming some of that at some point. I just need to get over real life stuff for work, and then I can jump back into recording and streaming. Looking forward to bringing you guys content. Yeah, until next time, peace.